Hello there you guys, welcome to another one of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be giving my opinions across who I think at the moment basically who is Manchester United's favourable centre back. This is just a video to explain this situation, who is Manchester United's best centre back, and we are going to be having discussions about this. Obviously now to the start of the season, Manchester United we have won our first three games, 9 points for first 3 games, 10 goals and no goals conceded. So a perfect start to the season. We did see this last season we had a start and then we went to have a bit of a blip, but this season we've had no goals conceded and we've scored 10 goals, and there's players that are performing fantastically well at Manchester United at the moment. But we're going to think who's presumably our best centre back partnerships as well at the current moment. But obviously we know before we get into all that, Lindelof, due to his pre-season performances, he hasn't been named in the current team yet as Victor Lindelof. I think he can play as a centre back. He can play as a right back as well. Victor Lindelof obviously has been at Benfica in the past. He's got a good pedigree. He showed it at Benfica because he won I think he won the title about 4 times with Benfica. Early on in the transfer window, that's just currently gone. We did pay an initial, I think, £31 million for the player. This was prior to the medical and personal terms, blah, 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 etc., etc. And we thought he'd have made a massive impact, but he has yet to currently do this. But I presume that Mourinho will select him sooner or later to try and give him a chance. So he hasn't really made a day. He's still awaiting his Premier League debut, is Victor Lindelof. So, but yes, at the moment, the centre-back partnerships are looking very, very good together, if I'm going to be quite honest with you. I think Jones has looked fantastic as a centre-back partnership with Eric Bailly. I think they're complementing it in each other fantastically well. We know with Jones, had been rumours about him presumably maybe leaving Manchester United throughout the current window. I think a few teams had showed their interest. So too in Chris Smalling. With Phil Jones, so far the way he's performed this season, as a centre-back partnership with Eric Bailly, that wasn't the ideal centre-back partnership. It was supposed to be Lindelof and Bailly, but Lindelof didn't perform in the pre-season and Mourinho's not selected him, so he's gone with Jones and Bailly as a centre-back partnership instead. And I think Jones is looking very, very good. He's looking very disciplined at the back. He's looking very, very comfortable. With Jones, he's called basically jack of all trades because Jones can play as a defensive midfielder. He can play as a centre-back. And I think Jones can also play. He can play as a centre back. What else can he play as defensive mid? And I think he can play as a right back as well. Can Phil Jones? But due to last season, he did suffer injury, so that saw him out for long periods of the season. Phil Jones, we know that he risen up the ranks fantastically well with Blackburn Rovers before we bought him. Altogether, he was there 9 years. He performed at youth level, and he's also he was at both youth level and senior level as well during his time with Blackburn Rovers. Did Phil Jones, so he was at Blackburn for a good 9 year all in total. He risen up the ranks fantastically well, did Phil Jones, and then Manchester United had bought him back in 2011, so he has been significantly at the club now for 6 years as Phil Jones. I can't remember how much we paid for him, but since his time at Manchester United, he's won a couple of Premier Leagues, he's won the Community Shield with us, he's won the League Cup, obviously won the Europa League with us. He's won FA Cup with us as well, as I just said. So he's won quite a few trophies with us. And I said, when he does get them games under his belt, Phil Jones, he can perform fantastically well, can Jones. And he's also been evoked. Where's my sig gone? He's also been evoked as the late Duncan Edwards as well, Phil Jones. So Jones can actually play as a right back. He can play as a centre mid, and he can play as centre back. So he's a very, very good, versatile player. He's hard to push off the ball. He's very aggressive in his play, and he's got good composure at the back, and he showed this season with Eric Bailly, the strong centre back partnership. So what I'm saying is, I think the centre-back partnerships that are looking fantastically well is Bailly and Jones at the moment. And Eric Bailly, we know, is a player that we did get last summer. He's another very, very good buy. I think it was like £30 million we did pay for Eric Bailly, was it? Yes, it was. It was £30 million. we bought him from Villarreal. I think it was 30 million. We bought the player from Villarreal. He's an ex-Espanyol player. I think he was there for about was it 4 years or something like that? He was with Espanyol, and I think he went to Villarreal for a year or two. Eric Bailly, to be quite fair, didn't win very much. I think he won the African Cup of Nations with the Ivory Coast. Did Eric Bailly, and we had paid £30 million, but I think since he's come to Manchester United, he's showed his aggressiveness. He's very good in that centre back position. He can play as centre back, can Bailey. I presume that he can play as a right. Can he play as a right back as well, Eric Bailly? I think I'm correct on that as well. But I think Eric Bailly and Jones as a centre back partnership this season have looked absolutely fantastic for the Manchester United. You can see why we haven't leaked any goals so far with them two currently at the back as well, guys. And also, you know, with Daley Blind, who's been at Manchester United now 3 years, you know, he's another one who can play as a centre-back. I think he can play as a defensive mid, and he can operate at the left-back, you know, Blind, as he has been doing for Manchester United this season. Daley Blind, you know, he's another fantastic player. He's another very versatile player. You know, a player that risen up the ranks, you know, fantastically well with Ajax, did Daley Blind. He risen up the ranks fantastically well. Can I remember now how many years he was there for? Daley Blind, I think, was at Ajax for 6 years, was it, or 7 years? He risen up the ranks fantastically well, did Daley Blind with that club. But he won Amsterdam Player of the Year, did I think, well, yeah, Daley Blind. He won Ajax Player of the Year as well, did Blind, and I think he won Dutch Player of the Year as well, and I think he won a few other stuff as well. But during his time at Manchester United, back in 2014, we did pay, I think, £13.8 million for the player. So he has been at Manchester United 3 years, and I think he's progressed fantastically well over the 3 years he has been at Manchester United. You know, he's very good. He's very versatile, like our centre back, like a lot of our back line are very versatile. He's good in the air, he's strong, he's got good composure at the back. You know, he's good at winning the ball in certain areas. He's got good passing ability. And I think he performs, in my opinion, I think Daley Blind performs better as a left back than he does as centre back or a defensive midfielder. So Daley Blind, as I said, his performances for Manchester United have been absolutely fantastic as well. But Lindelof will get his chance, as I did say. He will get his chance to perform for Manchester United. He hasn't had his chance yet, but I think Jones and Bailey at this moment in time are complementing each other fantastically well, and they are looking strong together as a centre back partnership, as I did say. So far, I think, all in all, and you know, we've also got, you know, a 4-man attack as well now. You know, we really haven't had a 4-man attack since, was it 2006, 2007? We had, was it Louis Saha, Wayne Rooney, was it Sebastian Larsson, and was it Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, something like that? It actually might have been something like that. I think it was actually, guys. Yeah, I think it was a 4 of Solskjaer, Rooney, Saha, and Larsson. I think that was the last time we had a 4-man attack. And then since then, I think it was, and then before it was 1999 when we'd won the treble, when we had a 4-man attack as well. But we have now got a good attacking force. But Mourinho has invested quite a bit of money since he's taken over the club. You know, Mourinho's got a fantastic pedigree, as he's proven in the past, as I've said to you on numerous occasions. Won the Europa League last season, won the League Cup, and won the Community Shield as well. But we've got Martial, who's hitting form. He scored twice this season. You've got who else you've got in for? Martial. You've got Rashford, who's going developing into his game, as I did say he would anyway. He progressed last season, towards the end of last season, you know, when Zlatan was out, and you know, he did score for England last night as well. Did Marcus Rashford? He's going to be, he is a high prospect. He's Marcus Rashford. You know, the money that's getting thrown out for players these days, if any team does target him, you know, they'll probably be coming out with staggering amounts of money, as you've seen in this transfer window. I think Pogba's doing fantastically well in the midfield as well. He scored a couple of goals. I think he's provided a couple of assists. And, you know, in my knowledge of this, you know, I was paying £89 million from him from Juventus last summer. You know, that's basically a bargain compared to the amount of money that's been invested in this current transfer window. And, you know, he's a very, very good midfielder, and we need to see that good midfield that we used to have, you know, with Scholes and Carrick as a fantastic partnership back in the good day. But yeah, we've still got Carrick here, but he's obviously good there as a current backup option, guys. As I said, we've got Zlatan, that, as I said, that's come back. That's good, fantastic news for Manchester United as well. Martial hitting form, as I said. Mkhitaryan's doing fantastically well as well. I'm very, very impressed with Mkhitaryan because he's providing quite a few assists as well. So I think all the team are gelling together. You know, they're playing fantastic football, what we haven't seen since the Fergie days anyway. But I did say we still need a winner. There's still time in January. Presumably still need a left back. But I think really, you know, as you know, at the back, I think we look really, really good. I think Bailey and Jones, you know, just complementing each other fantastically well. They just complement each other fantastically well. We're presumably saying that it was going to be Lindelof and Bailey that were going to complement each other, and they'll be the stronger centre-back partnership. But that hasn't occurred because due to his pre-season, Lindelof and Mourinho has not selected him, and Jones has been basically the first choice over Victor Lindelof's partnership with Eric Bailey. So that's my situation. And same with Chris Smalling. I'm surprised really that Chris Smalling didn't leave in the transfer window because there were teams that were interested in Smalling. He did get criticism off Jose Mourinho last season for some of his lethargic performances at the back that cost us games. But Smalling, I don't know how long he's now been at club. Is it 4, 5 something years now? I can't really remember, but he risen up the ranks with Fulham when we did currently buy the player from Fulham. But his performances have been good in the past, but I think Smalling, he's still a pretty good defender. He's known as Mike Smalling, as we all know, but I don't think he's Mourinho's preferred choice anymore. And Smalling could still possibly go in the current transfer window as well. As I did say with Luke Shaw, he's come back now. I think Luke Shaw, they've come back from their injuries. Rojo's still out. We've got Luke Shaw's come back. We've still got Ashley Young that's come back as well. I still say Luke Shaw, yes, he is injury prone. You know, he risen up the ranks fantastically well with Southampton, but he never really faced them injury issues at Southampton that he has done since he's been at Manchester United as Luke Shaw. But I'd still give him time. You know, he's still only young. I'd still give him another season under his current belt, at least Luke Shaw. So yeah, guys, that's about it for today. Tell me out what you think your best centre-back is, you know, partnership and that, and best centre-back for Manchester United. If you are currently a Manchester United fan, drop your comments, likes below on the channel. Subscribe as always, and take it easy, and I'll see you later. Bye.